what am I even reading? And then once I got back into it, I'm like eating it up. I have no thoughts. I have so many thoughts, but I have no thoughts. But the emotional turmoil from that book, I'm like, what the fuck? Like an actual plot. Okay, so we're gonna be a little crazy today and do a 24-hour readathon. We're gonna attempt to anyways. We'll see how it actually goes. Hi, hello, welcome. If you're new here, my name's Araya Rasmussen and I'm currently revising my hunting memoir, but it is currently with beta readers, so I'm not supposed to be touching it. So I am on a mandatory break and it's been really hard. So instead of being sane, I am going to do this 24-hour readathon starting at probably 9:30 a.m. and then go till tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. and just have a running timer and then do book updates as I go. I probably will mostly read from my Kindle, but I do have a couple physical books. I went to little libraries last night and then I have a couple on my own shelf, and then I'm gonna go to Walmart, get some snacks and go get coffee, and I might look at Walmart to see if they have anything interesting. Before I get into every single detail, I am gonna run to go get coffee with my dog Mina. She's hiding in the back. Oh, Mina's. Okay, so we're gonna go get some coffee and some snacks, and then I will update you with the TBR for this 24-hour readathon challenge. So let's get to it. Traffic ain't a waste of time. You were there to hold my hand. Hi guys, we got back and Mina wants to say hi to the video. Do you want me to open the patio for you? Is that what you want? One outside. I will open the patio in a second, but so you guys don't have to hear all that noise, I'm gonna intro and then open the patio so she can chill outside, and then I will probably read outside at some point today as well because it is kind of warm in here and I'm in a sweater. But before I do that, let's just get into all the books I plan to read today. And I did in fact get an energy drink from Dutch Bros. I just got a sugar-free Red Bull. Delicious. And I got my water bottle and my phone prepped for the timer, and then I have lots of things, more than I probably need, but I have my Kindle and there's a book I already started, so I will probably start with that on my Kindle. And then I also have a couple other books on there, like the Poppy War and another fantasy book on there. And then I did go to Walmart and I bought 2 books. I got My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher, not sure how you say that, but it sounds like a funny fantasy, and it's a first one in a series, and I'm assuming that it's about 3 different brothers and they're all different demons, so I'm assuming each book in the series is about one of the brothers. And I flipped through it and it seemed pretty interesting, and I just like the fact that it is sprayed. And then this is the biggest book that I have. It's like 575 pages. But it's The Striker by Anna Hong. It looks really interesting, and I actually flipped through it too, and it looks funny. It might be bigger, but I feel like it's going to be a lighter read because I do like to read fantasy, but those are heavier. This might be easier to get into later on in this challenge as it gets harder to focus. This will be probably a lighter read, but a longer one. And then I do have a book comp I forgot about, Trout Bum, so I might read this at times to get caught up because I'm only 37 pages in it, so I have that to read as well. I found Carnival on my shelf. My best friend who I used to live with left it here, so I have this I could read. This one is probably going to be on the back burner. And then I have the 2 that I got at Little Libraries yesterday. They're both kind of more suspense. This one is like a romantic suspense, but like a murder mystery one as well. And then I have The House in the Pines by Anna Reyes. I'm pretty sure I've heard stuff about this one as well, and it looks really pretty. I like the colors. And this is another mystery one. So this one looks like it would be pretty easy to read, honestly. So I got these 2 from the Little Library, and then I have the 2 from Walmart, and then I have my book comp Carnival, which I probably honestly won't read. If I don't like anything else, I will try it. I'm a very big mood reader, and I've kind of figured out what kind of books I like and what kind of writing style I like, so that's kind of how it is. And then I also have my iPad, which I have been reading on as well. I usually tend to read on my iPad out here now, and then I keep my Kindle in the bedroom to read when I'm in bed because I'm not reading on an iPad in bed. But I do have a couple on Kindle. Like I said, I'm currently reading Bewitched by Laura Delassa, and I'm chapter 6, page 43 of 445. So there's that one. I don't know how this one's gonna go. I kind of already forgot how it started, so we'll see. I have an audiobook as well, but I'm listening to it on Spotify, and it is called Ravenite. So I probably listen to that as I like cook lunch and dinner, and I do need to go work out at some point, so I'll probably go work out tonight and listen to it. And then I do need to do some laundry and stuff, so I'll probably listen to the audiobook for that. And then I also will probably crochet as well. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I started a book book blanket. So I might actually listen to the audiobook and crochet later tonight if I need to break up the actual reading with some audiobooks. And so I have that as well. And that's kind of what it looks like at the moment. I'm on track 5, so I'm assuming that's chapter 5. I have the audiobook, some books on Kindle, and then all of my assortment of my physical TBR. So that is the TBR for this challenge. I am going to get started on the book I'm already into, so Bewitched. So I'll get through this. It says 6 hours and 42 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try it, and if I don't get into it, then I will move on to something else. I have no problem DNFing books because if I don't like it, I don't want to sit through it and read it. We're gonna get started with this, see if I actually get into it or not, and then go from there. I would like to do this one, and this one, and then maybe this one, and then this one. I think that's kind of my plan, and then mixed in with the audiobook, but we'll see for sure how it goes as the 24 hours progress. This is what, a 4th of the 24-hour challenge, so see if that actually takes up that chunk of time or not. I will say I'm not the fastest reader, but I'm not the slowest. I love to read, and I've read since I was little, but I've also gotten to the point now where I kind of actually enjoy the books as I go and not flip through it as quick as possible. Just a little premise for that. Anyways, I was hoping not to take forever to intro this, and here I am taking forever. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna start the timer. Tomorrow me is probably gonna hate myself because I said I was gonna start at 9 a.m. and it's now 9:41, and now I feel like I have to wait till 9:45 to start this, but we're just gonna start it anyways. Open up the timer, and if you hear my fiance in the background, he's playing games, and he will probably be playing games this whole time, except for, you know, when he actually sleeps. But yes, he is home as well, and so is my dog. I'm gonna let her out on the patio and then start reading and sipping on my Red Bull and just go along with this challenge. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to flip to 9:42. There it goes. Okay, let's start the 24-hour challenge. Where's the start button?
Since you said I'd missed my last chance, but I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? It might take some time to change your mind, but baby, everything we can make it right. This take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make it mine.
Cool beans.
Change your mind, I know. I wish I never let you go. If I took you for a top-down drive, just you and me and an empty room.
Okay, so we're about almost 2.5 hours into the challenge. I did have to refilm this because he's being noisy. I had left the door open and the garbage truck showed up, but here we are again. I took a break to go to the bathroom, but I still need to take the dog outside and eat, but I will probably bring my food over here and eat because this book is good. It's called Bewitched, if you didn't catch that earlier. I'm on chapter 20. And things are heating up. 38% of the way in. Says I got a little under 4 hours to read, but I'm liking it so far. Like the relationship she has with MMC, pretty good. They're just clashing at this point, and I think it's gonna start ramping up to them figuring out some other stuff. It just took me a little bit because I had started this book like Monday or Tuesday and then didn't read it again until today, and so I was like, what am I even reading? And then once I got back into it, I'm like eating it up. But her and her familiar, she's a witch, and then I won't tell you what he is because you have to find out when you read it, but they're paranormal people, and she has a familiar, and I just love the banter that she has with the familiar, even though he can't speak to her. It's just she has a very love-hate relationship with him, and it's very interesting. Anyways, I like it so far, and I think I'm gonna have a hard time going into one of my physical TBRs if there is a second book, and I'm pretty sure there is a second book at least to this, so I might go from this one to the next one, so we'll see. I am doing good so far. Still have lots of coffee left. Mentally I feel fine, my eyes are fine, my energy level is fine, so I'm good at the moment. I mean, I'm only 2.5 hours in. I'd hope I'm okay. So the dog is very patiently waiting to be taken outside, so I'm gonna take her outside, grab something for lunch, and then start diving into the next chapter. Yay! Here pretty soon we'll be into hour 3 already. I love reading, and I tend to read really late half the time, so I feel like I should be fine until I get to a certain point, so I guess it'll just kind of depend. I am really hoping to stay up the whole 24 hours, but I guess we'll see. Like, I'm usually fine up till 3 a.m, but I usually don't stay up later than that, so we'll see how delirious or if I actually end up taking a nap. The plan is to not, but that doesn't mean it won't happen on accident. I'm hoping if I do fall asleep I get it on camera though. Hi Means. She's the star of the show today, huh, Minas? Yeah, I'm gonna take her out and then come back and keep reading. So I am gonna try to do updates every few hours. Try not to do it every hour because that's too many, or when I have a good book update. So I will do that, and I will see you with the next update.
Cross your mind, jump back in, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I know that you've been asking about me.
Okay, so we're now on hour 5. Still have a little bit of this left. I made myself bean dip, so I was snacking on that. I just put it away because it was getting a little mushy. But yeah, we're 5 hours in. I'm on chapter 32. It's getting pretty good, pretty intense. There's been a few times I thought the two characters were going to get together, and they did not, in fact. But I like it when they don't get together until the very, very end, or in even the second or third book. That's what keeps me going, is that you're waiting for something to happen, and it doesn't happen. But they've definitely kissed a lot, so I'm assuming it'll happen soon. That's not why we're here. I have a little less than 2 hours left. It says I have an hour and 54 minutes left of the book, so I'm 69% of the way through it, and I am eating it up. I might take a break when this is done and maybe go work out and listen to my audiobook, or crochet and listen to my audiobook. I guess it really depends on how I feel after this book, because if it's ends on a cliffhanger and the next book's out, I might just jump right into the next one. But if I do that, I should probably at least walk on the walking pad or do something active and get off the couch and move up a little bit. Anyways, I'm gonna jump into chapter 32, and I will give you another update probably when I finish this book. So I will see you then.
Got a couple bad girls in the back room, getting down to the sound when I come through. Shake it up, that's what I do. Till the morning, gotta be what I need for the moment. Got the time of your life, do you want it? Rather tight, it's alright, baby, set this into motion, yeah. I'll see you when the lights turn down, oh. Come rock that body, lose control.
Bounce, make your body wanna bounce. Bounce, I'm about to drop it if you don't.
What the fuck? I have no thoughts. I have so many thoughts, but I have no thoughts. What the fuck is that book? The author, like, hooks you in, and it's so good in the beginning, and their banter, and then everything turns to shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why did you need to do that? I read the synopsis for the next book, book 2, which is out, and some reviews, and I mean, it looked like it could be a little bit better. One comment said literally true enemies to lovers. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there is a line and he crossed it, and now supposedly she's gonna cross it in the next book. It hurts my brain. Like, I kind of want to read the next book to see if, like, there's some redeemable qualities about their relationship, but also no, because, like, what the fuck? Literally for the last 2 hours I've been like, what the heck? What is going on? Like, the one plot twist towards the end kind of got pretty obvious, but before that I'm like, really? I don't know if it's just me dumb not realizing that he was gonna do this, but like, why? I was like, this could be a 4 or 5 point rating, and then I got towards the end and I'm like, no, I don't like this anymore. But I also didn't actually get together at all, so I should read the next book, but I don't want to at the same time, because, like, what the fuck? And I'm supposed to read for 17 more hours, if my math is correct. Like, it's not even the fact I can read, but the emotional turmoil from that book, I'm like, what the fuck? I might have to start with that big old romance, because what the fuck? I even thought about doing my book comp next for my audiobook. I might have to listen to my audiobook and crochet and then go work out. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, I just don't like this stuff when you do horrible things to your partner, even if they're not your partner yet, and then you get together. What? Okay, at least it's not cheating, but still. What? Why? I forget how horrible book hangovers are. I guess I'm gonna have to collect myself and then figure out what book I want to read next. We are currently 7 hours in, and I'm already kind of regretting this. Like, why did I have to start on this book? The thing is, it's good, and I like her voice in it, but, like, the turmoil between the two, like, whiplash. Severe whiplash. Okay, I gotta stop talking, or I can't keep dwelling on this. I gotta move on to the next thing. What do I want to do? Funny romance, book comp, another paranormal, read the second book. No, I don't think I can. See, this is where my problem is. I read Kindle Unlimited books, I read the first book, then I start the next book and get a couple chapters in and I'm like, no, I don't like this. I'm a DNF and go on to something else. Maybe that's my own personal problems and I just can't finish certain series, but other ones I devour. I was considering rereading some series I've already read that I loved, but it wouldn't count towards my book goal, so I can't do that. I'm gonna come back when I collect my thoughts better because, as I said, I have no thoughts, but all of the thoughts at the same time, and I do not know what I want to do. Okay, I'll be back.
Get you back, would you let me go? It might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make it right. Just take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know I'll never let you go.
Okay, so it's time for an update. It is officially 10 hours into the challenge and it is almost 8 o'clock. I got a couple clips of me walking. I just needed to de-stress after that book. So I went on a walk, listened to my audiobook, and then came in, started dinner, and made some cupcakes while listening to my audiobook, and then came and chilled for a little bit. Then listened a little longer, got about 39% through the audiobook. Kind of wanted to listen to it more, but I really didn't want to crochet. I guess I could have went and walked a little longer on my walking pad, but I decided to flip through the books that I did have here physically. So I decided to try this one after flipping through all of them. I am already partway through it. I'm on chapter 4, page 34 of 338. So a little over 300 words to go, or 300 pages to go. Can you tell I'm on a very writing track mind, words instead of pages? But yeah, so I've kind of started it. I'm gonna keep reading this and then I will probably eat a cupcake in a little bit and just keep chugging along with this challenge. I did contemplate reading the second book in that series. Like, I want to know what's going on, but it gave me severe emotional whiplash, so I had to take a chill pill from it and listen to my audiobook. And it took me a second to get into my audiobook, mostly because I forgot who the characters were and I was like trying to orientate myself while they're in mid-action scene. But I listened to that for a little bit and now I'm gonna read this. And like I said, we're 10 hours into this challenge. I'm gonna turn my music on and just keep chugging along at this book. So I will give you an update in probably another 2 hours. I feel emotionally better. I definitely felt drained after finishing that last book. That's kind of basically it for now. I will give you an update in a couple hours or just in a little bit with how I'm feeling about the book as I get into it more. It's not too hard to read. It is third person and I do tend to like to read first person, so we'll see if I stick with it. I'm hoping to. It's like interesting. You know, sometimes it's a little hard to get into a book when you're used to a different perspective. But anyways, I'm gonna continue reading this and I will talk to you in probably an hour or 2 or 3.
Never let you go. I wish I never let you go. I know you've been asking about me. If I tried though to take it all back, would you let me go? It might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make it right. Just take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change.
Alright guys, I just switched sides of the couch, give you a little bit slightly different view. I will be moving into our spare room / my office about the time that he goes to bed because he's like right here and he can hear me talking like I can hear him talking right now. I can also hear our neighbor stomping, so I apologize for the noise. I live in an apartment, there's noise. We are currently at the halfway mark, 12 hours in. I feel better than I did earlier probably. I'm a little over 100 pages in. I'm 110 pages in and I'm on chapter 11. That is where I am at the moment. I'm liking this book so far, but I mean, I'm not even at the halfway point, so it could still have a pretty bad twist like that last book, but I'm hoping it does not because I like to enjoy this read. They did technically already get together, but I'm also like, there's other actual plot stuff that's going on. So I'm like, I want to know what's going to happen. I have that to drive me forward. But anyways, we have this read currently going on for hour 12. Oh, I am only halfway through this challenge. It really doesn't feel that bad, but I know as I creep into the early hours of the morning, it'll get harder. But my hope is with changing spaces, I have an Alani, and I actually have 3 Alanis in the fridge, but I will not be drinking all of those. But I have 3 flavors to choose from, so I'll probably drink one. I would guess around 3 a.m. is when I'm gonna crash. So that is my plan at the moment, but currently I'm going to continue reading this, continue to watch this clock keep going up and up. I am enjoying this read so far. My eyes are fine. I think it helps that I'm actually reading books and not on my devices. Physically, I'm okay. I feel like I could have got definitely more exercise. I didn't go to the gym like I said I would, but I did go for a little 2.27 mile walk, so that was nice. I do wish I had gotten on my walking pad or gone and worked out, but it's okay. I still feel fine. Mentally, I'm fine. Better than I was earlier. That book just got me. But I'm also just thinking about the second book. But I should not read that for this challenge. But also, if I ended on that, would it keep me awake? Because I would want to know. No. But then I'd feel like crap in the morning. Sorry, I'm just talking out my day. But I am going to continue to read this, and then I will probably give you an update in another 2 hours. Like I said, it's almost 10 o'clock. So about 12 will be my next update-ish. I will probably be a little bit more delirious, but we'll see. I'm hoping not until later. I mean, I'm only halfway through this challenge. I'm hoping to not have to take a nap. I feel fine. I don't need one. The thing is, I love reading, and I haven't been able to read so much because I've been writing so much. So I am very excited that I've been able to just sit here and read. This is my second book. I should have no problem finishing this one and starting and hopefully finishing another. Plus, I was going through my audiobook, which I can also come back to. I might break it up after this one. I might listen to my audiobook and do something else. I don't know what I would do. Maybe crochet. It's getting kind of late to do that. So I don't know. I will figure that out later and update you then. But for now, this is the 12 hours / halfway mark, and I will see you at the next check-in.
In my mind, dark thoughts, I can't escape this. Lost in time, can't take this anymore. I feel so blind, the shadows taking over me. Left behind, God save me from this hell. Save me from this torture, and my voices tell me I'm not okay. You straight from the light, you must have been so high. I have to tell myself nothing ever really matters. Strange love, it don't feel right again.
Okay, so we're officially 15 hours in, almost 15 and a half hours in. This last hour, I've been literally just staring off into space, nodding off on the couch because I am struggling. Like, it does not matter how interesting or how I'm like at the end of this book, I cannot stay awake. So we're gonna crack this open and try to see if this helps. If it gets to the point where like nothing is helping and I can't get myself to stay awake, I might just have to take a couple hour nap and then set a timer and get myself up and then restart whenever I get up from my nap. So we're gonna try this first though, because we literally only had the one energy drink this morning. We're gonna drink this cherry twist Alani and attempt to keep reading. I was like, oh, I want to get to a good point in my book and make it look like I actually made some progress. So I am at page 207 and chapter 18, but I swear it took me almost another hour just to get the last 10 pages because I was struggling. I was falling asleep. So we're gonna crack this open, chug some of this, and get back to reading. Also was planning on going into their spare room / my office, but I feel like as soon as I go in there, I'm gonna lay in that bed and fall asleep. I can't do that. So here we continue to sit on the couch. I guess the biggest thing is just sitting here on a couch is not very easy to stay awake. That is what this is for. I just hope this works and I can stay awake. If not, we're gonna lose some serious hours of this challenge, and I really don't want to. I'm gonna keep drinking that, see how the rest of the night goes, and give you an update in a little bit. I have what, 9 hours left to go? 8.5. full work day. You wanted to do this for you. It's your own fault. It's your own fault. Okay, mentally, probably a 4. Tired wise, what direction would that be? 1 or 2? I thought it would be, or would it be a 10? Because I'm like extremely tired. I don't know. My eyes aren't that bad. I'm just exhausted and tired. And it's not like this book ain't good. It's good, but I'm tired. We're gonna push through. You're gonna push through. Okay, I will give you an update in a little bit, and hopefully I will not be sleeping in a little bit. So I will see you then.
How much is enough? I tell myself I don't need it in my life. I'm broken but I'm fine. The cycle ends, but I'm on the edge of a knife. I'm up against the wall every time you call. I don't wanna know. Save me from this torture and my voices tell me I'm not okay. You strike from the light.
Okay guys, we are almost 18 hours into this challenge. And if you notice the scenery change, I am now officially in the office / spare room, and I am going to read in bed. I know how horrible of an idea it is, but I've been sleeping on the couch off and on for the last like 3 hours. What, since like 12 or 1, I've just been struggling, and it's 3:30. So I'm gonna lay in bed and read until I probably pass out. But I'm also gonna have a time, like an alarm set for like 6, so that I get a couple hours of sleep and then get up and finish this book, whatever I have left, and then finish out the challenge, reading whatever else. And maybe we'll go for a walk in the morning, finish my audiobook or something. I don't know, but I'm struggling, and this whole reading couple pages, falling asleep, reading couple pages, falling asleep, it's not very productive for this challenge. So I am going to try to read as much as I can before I fall asleep, and then wake up when my alarm goes off and finish off this challenge as strong as possible, and then go from there. I feel like this would be a lot more fun with somebody else to do with. However, I know if somebody else was here, I would also be reading less because we would be chatting more. So yeah, that's kind of just how I feel at the moment. I am very tired, so mentally and energy wise I'm like 1 or 2, but yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. And Mina just joined me, obviously. I should not be this tired. I have not done anything but read all day, but I am. Anyways, I am going to lay down and read as much as possible, and then I will check in with you in a couple hours.
We're still young, young. You don't have to be the one. Even though I act in love. I know that you're just a crush. The music get me on the floor. We're party rocking us in slow through the door. LinkedIn and Messi, heard a little rumor that you want me back. Is that a thing? Cute and kind of funny. First I wasn't sure, now I kinda love it. I stay this feeling, the way
Last chapter.
our bodies meet and dance, like we only got one night. We're still young. You don't have to be the one. Even though I act in love. I know that you're just a crush.
Alright guys, it is officially 8:20 a.m. and we are at the 22 and almost 40 minute mark I just finished this literally a second ago and I loved it. It was sweet. There was like an actual plot, and like the next book is in a different character's perspective, and I'd definitely be interested in reading it, especially reading this description of the next book. I feel like maybe not 100% a 5-star, but pretty freaking close. Maybe a 4.8. It was pretty good. I liked it. There was a lot of things that the author tackled in this book, and I feel like she did it very well. I liked all of the characters. Like, there wasn't anything super bad that happened between the two main characters. Like, they didn't betray each other, and there wasn't like that third act breakup or anything. They like were just slowly growing as a couple, and I liked it. This book is definitely has a lot of spice, so if that's not something you like, I would not maybe recommend that. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. I mean, I wish I hadn't been falling asleep for the last half of it. Literally since what, 12:01 last night? Like, I'd read a couple pages, fall asleep, read a couple pages, fall asleep, read a couple pages, fall asleep. So that's why I've only finished 2 books so far in this 24-hour challenge, and we're almost done. Well, I did listen to my audiobook for a little over an hour, so technically I've gone through 3 different books, but I've only finished 2. Now I gotta figure out what I want to listen or read next. I will update you probably about the 24-hour mark, or maybe when I decide what my next book is, but I'll be back.
Take my hand and sweep me off my feet. You got my heart racing, but you put my mind at ease. Oh, how'd it happen? Both my arms wrapped all the way around you, and I want your lips and mine just like a tattoo right now.
Okay, now that we're officially done, I am going to give a little wrap up of this 24-hour readathon challenge. I will say that I did definitely fail because I obviously fell asleep like a significant amount of time. Like, I was falling asleep from like 12 to 4, and then I finally actually put my book down and took a nap from 4:30 to 6:30. So I did fall asleep. I slept for a good amount of time, so that did take a big chunk of my reading time out of this 24-hour period. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not a super fast reader, especially physical books. I forget how much slower it takes to read through it, and I think it really left my wrist in pain. Like, it hurts really bad. It doesn't help that I still have my watch on. I slept with my watch. I think a lot of it is from holding this physical book, especially when I was falling asleep. This side was heavier, and so just holding it like this, falling asleep, my wrist does not feel great. Those are some bad things that have occurred from this challenge. However, I did finish 2 books, got partway through my audiobook, and started another book. So I've touched 4 books in this and finished 2, which is not great. I'm obviously not the fastest reader in the world, and I don't like to book hop too much, so I didn't touch a bunch of books to be like have a high book number for the challenge. I just read what I wanted to read, and I did so. There's that. Some of the last thoughts on this book: great. Would recommend only if you like spice though, because there is no spice, but I feel like there is a lot of journey stuff kind of going on with the characters. Like, there's a big actual plot going on, and then the romance is a little bit more of a subplot, and I like that a lot. Like, I need something else going on, not just a pure romance. And so I did rate it at 5 stars. It would probably be maybe closer to 4.8. Like I said, this one was good, and I actually started reading the second one. Got 44 pages into it, and the second one is called My Demon Hunter, and these are part of a series called Hellbent. So I did like that series, obviously, since I started the second one. We'll probably finish this one. It looks interesting enough to keep going into it, obviously. I will probably finish the chapter I'm on before going back to sleep, so there's that. And like I mentioned before, the other one I read was Bewitched. That is the one I started out with, and this one left me obviously with a severe book hangover and literally like lost, because the plot twist in the end, like, you get such a good feeling in the beginning and she's just pulling you along. Like, I was just reading and wanting to know what's gonna happen, and then it happened, and I'm like, what the heck? So I would not suggest that unless you like true plot twists and a true enemies to lovers kind of romance. I'm not sure yet if I will read the second book in the series, especially since the third one is not out yet. I figured that out. So if I do, I might wait or just forget about it, because I tend to start like book 1s of series in Kindle Unlimited and don't finish them. And I think that's part of my, like, why I get book slump so easily, is like I don't finish things, but I don't want to push myself to read stuff that I don't like either. So that's kind of my own fault. Anyways, that was the first one. This is the second one, and then I read the second book in the series. And then, like I said, I was listening to my audiobook, which was Raven Knight, and I got to, I think, chapter 14, but in Spotify it's a little weird. I think it says track 14. That is the audiobook I was listening to. This one's a little bit definitely more of a young adult. I think she's 20 ish, 19 I think, and it's part of a series called Vengeance and Vampires, so there's that one. I do like it. I just have a hard time with audiobooks because I feel like I need to be doing something else at the same time. So if I have time later today, I might be crocheting and listening to it, which I was planning to do with this challenge, but with my wrist and the books that I was reading, I didn't want to stop and do that because I knew it would take me time to figure out the next granny square for my book blanket I'm working on. Yeah, that is part of the reason why I did not do that, because I was kind of expecting to, and I did not do that, but I did get through some chapters in my audiobook, like I said. So I touched 4 books and finished only 2, and I'd say they're all good reads. Like this first book, like I was eating it up, and that plot twist though, it hurt me. That author, she did me dirty, but it was still a good read. And I think going for a walk and listening to my audiobook definitely helped me get over that book hangover. But anyways, that is the wrap up for my readathon and the books that I read during that period. Probably gonna finish the chapter I'm on the current read, and then I will probably go to bed and take a couple more hours of sleep, and then I will probably wake up starving, so I will eat and go about my day. I think it is kind of nice that I did nap a little, so I won't sleep all day today, so that is kind of nice, so I didn't ruin my whole Saturday. But it definitely threw me off yesterday. I'm like, what day is it? Which doesn't help that I have 3-day weekends now with my job since I work 4/10s. I'm like, is it Saturday? I'm like, no, it's still Friday. But anyways, I'm getting off track. That is the end of my readathon. I appreciate it if you stuck to the end. If you've done it before, any tips on how you got through that slug of tiredness, any tips on that would be greatly appreciated. You can leave those below. Or if you plan to do this in the future, let me know and I'll be happy to watch. Or if you've done one before. I'm a very big mood reader, and I usually don't go by the trends because I am a mood reader. Like, I find books that would sound good to me and interest the way that I think. This series is a little different than what I have been reading. I usually have been reading first person and it's third person, but I feel like with this series, the people that are in it and it jumping around does help to have it in third person, because I'm getting different perspectives. Like, you get the male and the female POV and then the side characters as well. But I feel like it's not so much that it takes away. The first few times it happened, I was like, I don't know if I like this, but then I got into it. I'm like, yeah, this works for the story. But yeah, I went off on a side tangent there. I did like reading these, and it did help me get closer to my Goodreads goal, or my reading goal for the year, because I plan to read 50 books by the end of the year, and I was only at 10 at the beginning of this, and I'm at 11 and partway through with 13. So that is where I'm leaving off. If you can't tell, I'm very tired. I'm going to clean up my mess and then tuck myself back into bed and take a couple hour nap. I appreciate it if you stuck to the end, like I mentioned. Please feel free to leave any sort of comments below, and feel free to subscribe if you like my content or want to see more book or reading content. Feel free to mention that below. I am gearing this channel mostly for writing, but right now I can't write, so this is my getting away from writing. This is my break time. So feel free to subscribe if you want to stick around, leave a comment or like, and if not, that's okay. I can't beg you to stay, and I can't beg you to like my stuff, but I appreciate it if you did in fact watch, and I guess I will see you next time, or not, but either way, thanks for watching. I will see you maybe in the future.